Hey everybody, welcome to what may be my first maybe mini tutorial. So I'm going to show you how to make a mini paper bag. As you can see, this is the prototype here, so I just stuffed it with a couple things. But I basically took your standard paper bag that you get from the store or the drugstore or wherever. So I actually have a white one. This one is the good old Dunkin' bag. So what I did was I took apart the bottom, and then I took apart where it's attached in the middle, and then folded it in half. So now what we're going to do is glue the bag. So this might be the kind of tedious part. I just like to use the glue stick here. No need to really use any kind of expensive glue. When I attach it at the seam, I'm going to use some Fabri-Tac, but for this we just need it to, get it to stick a little bit. Okay, make sure I get the edges. I can always go back a little bit if I want. Alright, so now just gonna fold it directly in half, and then I like to use my scraper. This is actually from the Dollar Tree, or scraper, smoother, whatever you want to call it. So I make sure that it's all glued down. Also, I do use the Uhu glue stick. I do have, this is from Walmart. Pen Gear actually works really, really well. I just use maybe a little bit, I don't know, I like to not glop it on, but I like to give a good coverage, so I just do that. But when in a pinch, this works really well. Or even just trying to, save money. I've even used the glue sticks from the Dollar Tree. So now we have, I'll go back around a little bit here and glue the corner, because I am going to cut the top a little bit. So we'll do that. So now we have our base for the bag, and then what we're going to do is fold in just like you're making a regular paper bag. So I have the Dunkin' here. What I'm going to do is probably just go ahead and use that as the inside, and then just cover that. So you only need a little bit, maybe like, a 1/4 of an inch, just for the flaps to meet. And then I'll go ahead and crease it. So now we have enough there. So now I'm gonna use my Fabri-Tac. I like to go the inside here, and then I'll go on the other side as well. Okay, make sure it's straight there. There we go. Okay. Give it a good sealing there. Okay, so now we have the base of our bag. What I like to do is cut off a little bit from the bottom, because obviously this is super long. You could maybe cut it in half and do two like mini bags. So right now this is all kind of jaggedy, so I'm going to cut that, and that'll be the bottom. Let's see, if we did it in half, that would be two mini ones, or I could just cut off a little bit. Okay, so for the bottom, what we're going to do is, what I like to do is I just fold it this way, and then use my scissors, cut it on the angle there, and now I have the bottom. So then I can flip it up. And there we go. Now, if you want, you can cut this off, the extra piece, or just cut it. I like to just cut it down a little bit so it doesn't stick out. For this, I use my Fabri-Tac, and then you can also, you know, glue these. So glue that down first so it doesn't come up, and then we're gonna glue that. Also, if you wanted to do any inking, this would be a good time. You can ink around, like this one I inked all around the seams. For right now, I'm just going to leave this one as is, and then we will glue that down. Okay, that should be good. Okay, and then for the top, well, what I'm going to do is cut off, I'll go by maybe this size, so I'm going to cut off at least to there. So I use this in a tall skinny journal, so I could make it maybe a little bit. So I'm just going to cut that off. And then what we're going to do is I have these scissors, which is very similar to like the original top of the bag. As you can see, it creates that look. So I'm just gonna, now this might not, oh, it actually works okay. Sometimes if it's still wet, see yeah, the glue is still wet, but that's fine. You can cut across there. I don't think it's gonna let me, yeah. So you want to wait till the glue is dry, and then you're going to cut your notch. This is just a 1.5 inch circle punch, and then you're going to cut your notch fairly in the middle there. And then now when it dries, I'll go across and do you know, make that the scalloped edge, and then that's it. There you have your bag. So now I can easily you know, I'll decorate this, I'll cover it up. You can leave it as is. For this one, I used the brown paper bag. And then I just took some, it was already kind of crinkly. So like these tend to be a little more wrinkly. So I just went over all the creases with the Vintage Photo Distress Oxide. And I actually just the pad right on here and did, you know, that type of thing. So I may try something with this. I'm not sure what I want to use it for yet, so I'm just kind of leaving it. I can leave it like this and then decorate it later for whatever color scheme or whichever journal I want to use. But these are really cool to put in journals. Also a good idea to open it up a little bit. Just make sure, you know, go in there, make sure everything is, you know, open. And that's it. That's your little repurposed paper bag out of a paper bag. Basically making a little, you know, mini bag out of, these are like the taller ones. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks.